Right everyone, so we're back, hopefully new audio, a lot clearer, a lot better. So, let's have a look. CAP 722 brings us the PDRAs, the Predetermined Risk Assessments. Now, what they did is they took the current PFCO-standard authorisation, that's become PDRA 01. And then we've got PDRA 02. Now, number 2 is quite interesting, okay? I did talk to the CAA about this because I think they missed a trick. You might see on the other chats that they're saying, people are saying that they didn't miss a trick, but I think they did. But, you know, we'll see. So, you can now fly with a predetermined risk assessment, okay, and you apply for the operational authorisation to do it, okay. You can fly 25 to 75 kilos with a maximum speed of 35 knots, and you'll be able to go 250 metres from the pilot, okay. So you are limited to 250 metres. And you have to be, of course, 150 metres from any kind of built up area. Now, if you want to fly from 75 kilos to 150 kilos, you can do that. Maximum speed again at 25 knots. Again, a radius of 250 metres around the pilot. Now, before, ignore the multi-rotor bit, they should have put PDRA 02 multi-rotor, is what they should have put. Because I did email the CA and go, I think you've missed something here. I said, I think you've missed a bit of a trick. And it's just my opinion, of course, which means very little. So, the problem is you've got, basically, is a fixed wing can't really fly at 35 knots at 75 kilos. It ain't gonna happen, okay? Yes, you can land, it'll come into land at low speed, but actually cruising speed, it's not gonna happen. And 75 to 150 at 25 knots is just really not going to happen. So basically Amy of the CA says, look, can you revisit this so we can get fixed wing in there please, because fixed wing needs a bit more space, so 250 metres by 250 metres isn't any good for a fixed wing anyway, because you need the space. And the problem is with fixed wings, they need the space to be able to fly. You need to turn, you need to fly and do the turn. Because you're only going to be able to do circuits anyway. And the problem is 250 metres, if you're doing a fixed wing that's doing 100 odd knots, it's going to cover that distance in no time. So I did say to them, could we revisit and have fixed wing to 500 and fixed wing to 500? Okay, so, you know, let's have the fixed wing, same weights, but get these speeds up as well so we can get it. And they came back to me and says, well, it's designed for simple aircraft, was part of the response I got. Designed for simple aircraft. And I went, really? So I actually sent them 2 aircraft, the Mugens, basically a fixed wing and one of the VTOLs. And I said, well, hang on a minute then. So the fixed wing that I showed them needs to cruise at about 120 to 150 knots, I think, off the top of my head. You know, we're talking 3 to 3.5 metres, petrol, weighed about 80 odd kilos, I think, if I remember, off the top of my head. And, you know, they said, oh, they came back and said, designed for simple aircraft. And I went, I'm sorry, but a basic fixed wing UAS, so the Mugens, the fixed wings, all I need to do is put servos in it, put a receiver in it, put a motor in it, put the batteries, and I can fly it like a model plane. There is nothing, absolutely nothing more simple. Even a basic multi-rotor needs a flight controller to be able to get 4 motors to behave in any kind of unified format. So instantly the fixed wing is more simple. It's just basic fact. And I did point this out to them, and that's when they came back and went, yeah. It is aimed at multi-rotor, and that's it. And, you know, I explained that, you know, if you can't get the airflow over the wings at you can't fly at these kind of speeds, and they did. Like I said, they came back and just went multi-rotor. I think what would be nice if we could have a PDRA 03 for fixed wing, but what I'd really like to see is maybe 04 and 05 for reduced distances. I think that would be really good, although it would mean CA might lose money from OSCs. Okay, I think they had about, I think it was around 57 applications this year. It was a bit less this year than previous years, but they've not had as many. Okay, but yeah, so the PDRAs, they actually look really good. I really like them. Like I say, my only niggle is the lack of the fixed wing thought. They did say that if enough people ask for the fixed wing, or you want to actually fly fixed wing, so if you do want fixed wing up to 150 kilos, all you've got to do is apply for an operational authorisation to do that. However, I have a sneaky feeling they're going to charge you the OSC rate. Okay. Now I haven't looked up yet, I should have done that before the video really, but the PDRAs, 02 and all this, it'd be nice to see where the pricing scheme steps in for all this as well. You know, will we just pay the £200 with an ops manual and there we go, or will it be more or will it be less? You know, it's going to be more, of course. But yeah, okay. But there we go, Cap 722, the PDRAs, and multi-rotor, one. The fixed wing one, if we ask for it, enough people want it, we might get it. Yeah, but that is Cap 72, and that's the PDRAs. And hopefully, like I say, we'll see PDRA 03, 04 and 05, and we get reduced distances maybe for GVC flyers. It would be nice, you know, very much like the operational safety case kind of flying. Okay, but yeah, that's the PDRAs basically. Hopefully, like I say, let's get more. Right, safe flying everyone. Take care.